This thing is recording by itself again. And now it doesn't want to turn off. Come on, I don't want to waste the energy. What could I even talk about right now? I just woke up. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't even got rid of the trash yet. I don't want to have to fight those sand opossums because of this again. They're so cruel. The sand opossums. Wait, I think I had an idea. What's up everyone, I'm Hebnix, and I don't think I have much time to waste right now, so let's go straight to the point. Rocket Knight Adventures have been in my radar for quite some time now. The game came out in Japan, North America, and Europe in 1993, developed and published by Konami exclusively to the Mega Drive. Some of the people involved in this game also worked in both the Contra and Castlevania series, which I haven't played any games yet, like the game's director Nobuya Nakazato and the music composers such as Michiru Yamane. A person that caught my attention among the composers was Akihata, who also worked in Dynamite Headdy, a game I've already covered here. The game's medieval style mixed with the machinery gives it a charming aesthetic, and the main character is a freaking opossum holding a sword with a rocket strapped to his body, so I obviously had to play it. So with no further ado, let's get going. Centuries ago, the planet Elhorn was being taken over by the evil Devotindo's empire, using their ultimate weapon, the Big Star. During the chaos, the brave warrior El Zephyrus, who in the future would come to be the founder of the Zephyrus Kingdom, or Zebulus in all of the manuals except for the Japanese one, rised against the conquerors and with his army was able to defeat them, sealing the Big Star so he would no longer be able to harm anyone. The centuries went by, and the key to the seal was kept and protected by the Zephyrus royal family. To defend them against evil forces or enemy kingdoms who might want the key, a special force was created, the Rocket Knights. Although Zephyrus has been peaceful in the years past the war, the Devotindos Empire has returned to seek revenge, now led by the Emperor Deviligus Devotindos, who rebuilt the machines from the original empire and formed his own army. Now wanting to reclaim the Big Star, the Empire invaded Zephyrus to steal the key which was in possession of Princess Sherry. But just like centuries ago, a warrior rised against the conquerors, a rocket knight named Sparkster, ready to protect his kingdom. Although, Deviligus doesn't seem to be his main objective. This game surprisingly doesn't have that many changes between versions. The graphics, names, and story are pretty much the same, which is a novelty in this channel. Even the box art is similar. But in America, Sparkster got the Kirby treatment. Why do all of them need to be so angry? One of the biggest differences though are the difficulty levels. In the Japanese and European versions, we start the game with only two difficulties, normal and hard, or easy and hard, respectively. The other two, very hard and crazy hard, are unlocked only after beating the game in the previous ones. But in the American release, not only all the difficulties are unlocked from the start, but they also have their name changed. Normal became Children, hard became easy, very hard became normal, and crazy hard became hard? Why? I think this tricked a lot of people into thinking the game was way harder than it actually is. Besides the number of lives and continues, the game still feels the same. Except for crazy hard, where any hit kills you instantly, and you start with 0 lives and 0 continues, so you can get a game over in the first stage even. I'm not trying to prove anything here, so I'll go with easy. Here is another minor change between versions. The intro cutscene and stage introduction screen in the EU and NA releases are different from the JP one. European releases have always intrigued me. Most of the time they seem to take stuff from both the JP and NA versions, but sometimes they also get a totally different box art from both. I'm not saying that's a bad thing though, I just find this peculiar. Anyway, we find the kingdom in a complete mess, and this theme has been stuck in my head for so long. The castle is being destroyed by their giant spider robot, and I guess these guys aren't the only ones who have a problem with pigs. Sparkster's controls are very simple. He has this basic attack that looks a bit like Kirby's cutter ability, and if you hold the attack button until his energy gauge is completely filled, you can perform a rocket attack. Just aim in any direction and release the attack. It's very similar to the from Pulseman, although you can shoot in all 8 directions, instead of only diagonally upwards. So it's more like a Dragon Boost from Freedom Planet. And if you don't hold any direction, he'll just spin in place. The rocket attack can be used as, well, an attack, but it's a fun way to move across the levels too. Just don't hold it for too long. The game is really generous when it comes to healing items. Regardless of difficulty, there's a lot of these fruits that heal your HP in every stage, even in the crazy hard mode, where they don't make much of a difference since you die with one hit anyway. It's also very easy to stack up lives here. You can find 1-ups in almost every single level, and they respawn every time you die. The game even gives you lives depending on your score, so that's cool. In one of my playthroughs, I finished the game with like 12 of them. After some pig soldiers and pig soldiers riding pig machines, we're attacked by a pig tank, which becomes totally inoffensive if you just stay behind him. Also, when some enemies die, there are some bright flashes on the screen. I'll try to cut them off, but be careful if you want to play the game. Falling from a waterfall to a shoot-up section, and fighting YouTubers straight from Lunch Octopus stage, we enter Zephyr's castle in style. Oh hey, present. That's cool. Oh, great. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. Now looking closer, this spider looks more like a centipede to me. Its attack pattern is predictable. And when it starts to vomit its babies, just wait patiently until it spits out this Metroid, so you can use it to clean the screen. And as simple as that, the first boss is beaten. We're too late to save the princess, but we arrive just in time to see our actual target, the Black Knight Axel Gear, spelled X-Lee Gear in some of the manuals for some reason. A former Rocket Knight who lost his way, he was responsible for the death of the previous Rocket Knight's leader, Mifune Sanjuro, who had adopted and trained Sparkster after a hero lost his parents to a war. Sparkster was in fact chasing him to avenge his adopted father, but since Axel betrayed his kingdom and joined forces with the Devotindos, he can kill 2 birds with a single stone. But not now, because we're launched away by his flying ship. Also, apparently Axel is in love with Sherry. I think kidnapping the girl won't make her like you, buddy. Now we need to catch up with the ship, and Sparkster can swim. This makes the underwater bits a lot more bearable. You can still use the rocket attack during the sections too. After we fight this thing, and swim a bit more, we get to a minecart section. Here we need careful. Here we need to kill some pigs throwing bombs at us. I don't know why hitting a bunch of them at once like this feels so good, until them all die suddenly for some reason. We make a friend, and bump into an evil train. I've been watching Bibida Man Bakugaiden recently, and every time this guy attacks us, I can only see it shooting up marbles like the characters from the show. This fight is not hard, just wait for it to shoot, and attack diagonally downwards like this. Once you get to the second phase, tilt is when one of its hands passes through you, and when it tries to punch you in the face, ignore the first hand and attack the second one. It will take you some time, so be patient. And the third phase is the easiest, just attack and dodge the marbles. If you do a better work than me here, you'll have no problem defeating the second boss. In the next stage, we find a pool of lava. Oh, a nice cave.
Not to understand.
The lava kills you instantly, so be careful. Another underwater section, and we battle a crab robot. You can destroy the claws if you attack them enough, but it doesn't make that big of a difference. And most of the times I tried to destroy them, I ended up destroying the robot itself in the process, so yeah. We walk on lava for a bit, and find a big old fish that eats platforms. After a while, it goes to the center of the screen. When this happens, I suggest you to stay on the right, since this helps you collecting the bananas it spits out from time to time. You can only attack it when the pig piloting it jumps out. After he does all of this, he goes to the opposite side of the screen and repeats the same pattern, only changing the platforms being sucked. It takes a while to beat him, so you know, be patient. How am I supposed to get in there? Your Majesty, do you have any plans on... Oh. Inside the flying battery from Earth 2, we find Captain Fleagle disguised as Princess Sherry. He's way uglier in the manual. Oh, this brings me memories. He escapes to the ships outside and decides to throw barrels at us. The wind out here is pretty strong, so even if you don't attack him, the wind takes care of this. Axel! I've come to avenge my master and to save the princess. Come outside and fight, you coward. I won't take pity on you and oops. Why do these bomb guys sound so surprised when we knock them down? Inside the ship, I never got the timing needed to pass through this section, so I usually just brute force my way through. Fleagle gets in our way once again. How? Wait, is he bleeding? Oh damn. This time, he's with this robot who wants to show its sick moves. The only way to deal damage at it is when it's careful. It's when he opens up its belly. If you're quick enough, you can connect 3 or 4 hits before it loops back to the start. But after Fleagle gets desperate, and we kill him I guess, Axel escapes with the princess, and we follow them up to the Devotindo's kingdom, in another shoot-up stage. Be careful with the giant bullets, and the normal-sized ones too. There is this guy piloting a laser-shooting robot. He's very simple to dodge if you just stay at the right place. And if you attack him quickly enough after beating the first phase, he isn't even able to get to the second one before exploding. My man sure loves entering places by bursting the walls open. These robot pigs can't be destroyed and kill you instantly by touching you, so it's safer to just stay away from them, especially if there's a bunch of these guys following you. An elevator and flying platforms later, we're chased by Axel piloting a pig mech. There is another one up in the way here. Like I said, the game is really generous. After we find our own mech, we can fight him in equal terms. To me, the best strategy has always been just waiting for him to attack first, so you can just attack him while he's doing this animation. His mech is destroyed, and Axel escapes. We better go save the princess then. Our fight against Axel made we lose too much time, and Deviligus ended up getting the key. Sherry gives us a boost so we can invade the pig star before it can be activated. We now have to battle our way through space, and this song's so good. There are some intervals during the level where a sort of roulette appears. If you hit one of these pig heads, a bunch of them will appear next, but if you manage to hit one of the asteroids, there will be some apples instead. Here we fight Axel once more, but this time he's being backed up by some pig soldiers, whom he doesn't seem to care about. After we break his spacesuit, a battleship appears. We need to attack it a couple times in some specific points, and once we destroy some of its parts, the cockpit disconnects from the rest of the ship and becomes a giant robot. If you stay right here while it's jumping, it won't be able to reach you. You just need to dodge these little projectiles and this laser. And you can hit this ball when it does this. That's the only way to deal damage on it. So, another boss defeated. Now we only need to invade the space station and destroy it from the inside. Deviligus is already waiting for us there, and he starts attacking us with his... After you give him the first hit, he'll keep trying to step on you every time you go to the opposite side of the screen. So if you simply do this, you can just lock him into this pattern. Giving him enough hits, he reveals himself to be a robot. This phase is pretty simple too. Just dodge his fit and attack him until he explodes. We discover he has a bunch of backup bodies inside the space station, and while we're trying to escape them, Axel shows up to have a last duel. He'll keep trying to attack you from behind, so stay as close as possible to him and don't stop attacking. He gets annoyed at some point and uses a spin dash to destroy one of the walls. I guess that's a thing rocket knights like to do, huh? Try to not be sucked into space while dodging his missiles and rocket attacks. You'll die a couple times here, but it gets easier after some time. It's easier to hit him while he's charging his attacks or recovering from them. Landing the last hit, Axel Gear, the rocket knight, is sent into space. I think we won't be seeing this loser anytime soon. Now there is only one thing left to do. A horde of robot pigs and some healing items later, we arrive at the final boss, Deviligus' real body. He'll try attacking you with lightning and energy rings, but they're really easy to dodge. To deal damage on him, you just need to attack this lever when he shows up. His second phase was a bit easier to me. He tries using these bigger rings, but the lever only appears in a few places, so it's way more predictable. This fight isn't really that hard. The only reason I got a game over here the first time I played the game was because I was impatient. Deviligus is defeated, and the pig star is destroyed. so Sparkster can return safely to his planet. He tries a surprise attack on the way back to Elhorn. We can't attack him here, so we only have to wait until he's destroyed by the atmosphere. With the Devotindos defeated, Zephyr saved, and Sanjuro avenged, Sparkster accepts his fate. Nah, I'm just kidding, he's okay. He returns the princess to her father. I think he passed by the Devotindos kingdom to pick her, but leaves before they can thank him. By the way, you can only see this whole cutscene and final boss in the NA version if you beat the game in easy or a harder mode. If you do so in the children difficulty, a message will appear after you leave the pig star, telling you to try the other difficulties. This isn't present in any of the other versions, since you get the true ending, regardless of the difficulty you're playing at. Also, what the hell is that one? Anyway, this game is so fun. Regardless of what I've been saying through this video, I can't lie about the game's difficulty. I had a bad time learning how to play it the first times, but even with that, I just couldn't stop playing the game. It was like something was just pulling me to keep playing it. Sparkster feels so good to control. The pacing of the game is so quick, and you're always doing something different. You can pass through a bunch of enemies at once, and using the rocket attack is so fun. Just like the from Pulseman, I feel a nice sense of freedom when using it. I don't know, it's just nice to whoosh everywhere. After getting the hang of the game, it ends up being pretty short. I think you can beat it in less than 1 hour if you know what you're doing. The game is... they are here. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've got some time before they return. The game is so beautiful. Even though it's a platformer, the graphics remind me a lot of some Final Fantasy games, or even Chrono Trigger, but it might be because of the setting. Sparkster looks really cool too. I love his design so much. His steampunk knight look is so appealing, and he's still so adorable. His design changed a little in the next games. His second design was the one that appeared the most in other media, like his short comic from Fleetway, and most of his cameos in other Konami games. I think this appearance in Contra Shattered Soldier was meant to be this design, but why does he look so weird here? What is this mohawk? And I guess it's obvious the people who wrote the story were heavily inspired by Star Wars. Come on, an evil empire, a kidnapped princess, one of the many space stations based on the Death Star. I haven't watched a single Star Wars movie yet, but even I can see the similarities. But I don't think this is necessarily bad. With the exception of some inspirations, the rest of the story is its own thing. Speaking about the story, I really like the world building here, even though most of it is only present in the manuals, like most platformers of the time. But the lore around Elhorn and Sparkster himself is really interesting, just like the way he's portrayed here and in the next games as he grows older, since apparently the sequels take place years apart from each other. Said sequels being Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventures 2 for Mega Drive, and an SNES spin-off called simply Sparkster. In 2010, we got Rocket Knight for Windows, PS3, and Xbox 360. Only this time it wasn't developed by Konami, but by Studio Climax. And honestly, it looks like a mobile game. Could still be fun though. I do have the game, I just have never played it. In 2024, there was a collection of the first 3 games called Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked for PS4, 5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. So, the franchise might still be alive. Although it's a Konami property, so who knows. Hey, maybe we can get a pachinko machine in the future. But okay, I need to go bury my trash now so the Santa Possums don't return. I'll see you later. Stay positive.